so much for joining us again today. We'd like to welcome you back to another edition of our Restaurant Magic Show. We are so happy that you're here. I'm the Hotness, and I'm joined by my co-host, Sweetly. And for those of you who may not know, we just love to eat. We're just true foodies in our soul, and that's what we do. We've been eating for years, so we're expert foodies, okay? And on our show, we like to highlight restaurant owners, caterers, food trucks, culinary artists, chefs, sous chefs, farmers, anything associated with food. Guess what? Sweetly and I, we're going to be right there in the mix. But today, joining us, audience, we have Mr. Jerome and his wife, Briana Smallwood, from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and they own the Vivian Soul Food Restaurant. So welcome, Jerome and Briana. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us. Nice to meet you guys.
Yes,
we're excited about this interview because we've been looking at this menu, and I tell you, right now, I would love to be in Cedar Rapids. I tell you, this food looks spectacular. So, Hotness, put it on the trip menu. You know that we got to go there. You got to go there.
Right, we have to go to Iowa. We get it. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, we'll love to have you guys.
Cool. So, we always like to get started with our favorite question. How did you get started, and how long have you been in the business?
I've pretty much been cooking all my life. It's just been like a passion of mine. But I started a restaurant. We coming up on our 2-year anniversary in June.
Oh, well, congrats. Early congratulations.
Thank you.
And now, do you play a big part in this?
Yeah, so I like to joke that I'm behind the scenes for him. I do all of our HR, PR, marketing, payroll, all of that good stuff, the hiring and the staffing, those types of things. And just to kind of piggyback off of how he got started, this is something that he's had in the works for a really long time. He has a passion for it. And a couple of years ago I said, hey, we're getting older and you need to do something. He has a few other trades, you know. And so a few days later, he says, hey, I signed a lease. We're opening a restaurant. So this is his dream and his passion. And by default, I just have to do what I do to support him and keep him going.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Support is so important, especially when it's from your spouse, because I'm pretty sure his hours in the restaurant, they probably overextend the hours at home probably. So how do you guys make that work?
I just try to, every time I get free time, I just try to make sure I'm at home. I'm doing things. We also have children also. So during my free time, I try to make sure I'm always doing something with the family. But a lot of the time they come to the restaurant, like my daughter, she loves hanging out at the restaurant. So it's a real family-oriented restaurant.
Okay. So is she a chef in the making?
Yeah, she loves to cook. Right now, her biggest thing is making her own grilled cheese and try to make breakfast.
Oh. Well, look, I'm looking at this sweet potato pie here. Is this sweet potato pie? It just looks so good. Now, is this a passed down from mom recipe, or is this your original?
Most of my recipes, I would say they come from my mom. Actually, that's who the restaurant named after, Vivian Soul Food. My mom is Vivian. So most of the recipes they come down from her. I tweaked I tweaked some of them a little bit for my own liking, but the blueprint started with her.
Oh, wonderful. That would have been my next question, where did the name come from. But, audience, we know that's Mom's name. He's representing Mom. He's not stealing it all for himself. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hotness, you have any questions?
Oh, yes. I was wondering because, Jerome, you touched on it very briefly in the beginning because you said cooking has always been your hobby. So is that something you did with your mother? Like, who helped you hone your culinary art skills?
My mom and my Aunt Frances, they always kept me, like, when I was younger, I was always in the kitchen with them, picking greens. I was always just interested in cooking, so I used to always ask questions, hung around the kitchen. Plus, I like to eat, so, hanging around the kitchen, you get to taste everything.
Right.
Yeah, I was just always in the kitchen, just asking questions. They just used to show me different things, and it's just something I just grew to love. Like, over time, it's just something I just grew to love.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just... go ahead, Briana. Sorry.
I just wanted to share he has also a brother and a sister, and the whole family cooks. So since I've been a part of the family about 10 years now, every holiday. The cooking starts about 2 days in advance, and they're all in the kitchen constantly. And his sister, she cooks out of hobby, but to this day she'll post pictures on social media of the meals that she makes, and they all three of them do it so easily. It's just such second nature for them to literally create these little masterpieces of food.
That is just amazing. I mean, seriously, for you to have such talent, because when we interview people, I'm always amazed about the gifts that God has given them, just to be able to, take these simple ingredients, put them together, and just put your own signature on it. So, Mr. Smallwood, you got, gifts in your whole entire family. How does that make you feel?
I feel good. It's kind of competitive. I think I'm leading the race when it comes to cooking, but it get kind of competitive. But we all enjoy it. I love the fact that the holidays. I really don't got to cook as much because, like I say, my mom, my sister, my brother, and I always enjoy eating their food instead of always eating my own.
Yeah, it's always better when someone else cooks it, huh?
Yes, it is, especially when you cook every day for a living, you really enjoy someone else cooking.
We've had to switch up for the holidays because Soul Food is the restaurant. We eat it so much, so we do seafood holiday and different themes because, we don't want to eat on Soul Food all the time.
Yeah, that's a neat idea. That's really good. And it was going to bring me to the question of with soul food, and, we don't want to do anything that mess soul food up. But right now, with the world the way it's going, and, all the diabetes and this and that, is there any type of nutritious meals on your menu?
Right now, to tell you the truth, I tell people if you're on a strict diet, Vivian's is probably not the place for you because I cook the food how it's supposed to be cooked. I don't cut back. I just cook it how it's supposed to be cooked. I tell people if you're on some type of diet, it's probably not the place for you.
Well, we get that absolutely. And we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to ask you about what are some of your favorite dishes. Audience, we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jimmy Davies, owner of Every Black. And I want to remind each of you to be sure to tune in every Monday for live cyber radio and streaming television on 881thetruth.com, a global experience. That's where you will find the Every Black channel, where we have shows relating to all aspects of entrepreneurship, including the Leon Isaac Kennedy Show, every Monday on 881thetruth.com, a global experience. If you're thinking about going in business or you're in business, then you really don't want to miss it.
Hey girl, that's a nice t-shirt you're wearing. Where did you get it?
I got it from TeamJesusClothing.com.
Really? I like the messaging and the colors. They're so vibrant.
Yes, TeamJesusClothing.com has a lot of t-shirts and hoodies with encouraging messages. They have styles for both men and women.
Wow, thanks for letting me know. I'm going to TeamJesusClothing.com to place my order now.
Yes, definitely go to TeamJesusClothing.com and be sure to check out my favorite shirt designs, Team Jesus and Won't He Do It?
I can't wait. TeamJesusClothing.com, here I come.
Welcome back, audience. We are here with the owners of Vivian Soul Food Restaurant in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. We have Mr. Jerome Smallwood and his wife, Briana, on the line with us. And before we went to break, I wanted to ask you both, actually, what's your favorite dish? Because I'm looking at the menu, and I see the fried chicken, the jerk chicken, the oxtail, the baby back ribs, the fried catfish. Then I saw spaghetti. I was like, yay! So what's your favorite dish?
My favorite on our menu, I guess sometimes it depends on how I'm feeling on the day, but I would probably say our oxtails.
Yay, that's my favorite. That's my favorite. I love oxtails. How do you do your oxtail?
We pretty much just, I got a special season. I season them and, I marinate them. And I just braise them and bake them until they just fall off the bone tender.
Wow.
Yes. And Miss Briana, what's your favorite dish in the restaurant?
It's a tie, and I'm going through some strange changes with my taste buds because we just had our youngest daughter not too long ago. So during my whole pregnancy, I was really obsessive with the catfish. But the meatloaf, I have to say, is it's amazing. It melts in your mouth. The sauce is perfect and homemade. No matter how many times I try to help him out and make sauce on the side, I can't get it right. So I always say the meatloaf is so slept on, and here it is absolutely delicious.
Wonderful. All right, Hotness, we have to try the meatloaf and the catfish. We already know the oxtails are definitely going to be on our plate. And I'm telling you, I'm looking at this menu, and look, these yams, right, they look so good. Most of the time you see yams, they're like bright and just not like, these things look caramel and so delicious. Is yams like a big thing for you guys?
Yes, that's one of the main sides I can't keep enough of. It's the yams, the greens. I can never keep enough greens. And also the baked macaroni and cheese. Like, people really, go crazy. But if we run out of baked macaroni and cheese, we have people that don't want to place an order unless they got the macaroni and cheese.
No, sir. They will leave and say, I'll see you tomorrow when you have some?
Yes.
Wow.
That sounds like something Sweetly would do. Sweetly would do something like that,
I would do that, yeah. And I know the food is piping hot when it comes out, so that's one of my pet peeves. So I know it's good and hot. But I wanted to ask you guys a question. Out there we have a lot of entrepreneurs, that are getting ready to face the world, with their cooking career or their restaurant or their food truck or even their catering business, even selling food out their house now, just to get started. I would like to know what you would tell them to inspire them and keep them motivated.
What I tell them, just go with your gut, but be prepared. You got to be prepared. And it's not just all about, from what I learned so far, you could be the best cook in the world, but if your business ain't in order, you'll fail. So really pay attention to your business. The product, you got a good product, it's going to sell itself, but paying attention to your business and your management and knowing what you're getting into before you make that jump, I think is real important.
I totally agree with that.
I would say the next biggest thing is just having a really strong team. When, we've gone through our ups and downs with staffing, it's typical in the restaurant industry, and anyone who ventures into this will go through the same thing. The energy of the restaurant itself is completely dependent on the team that's in there working. And so I feel like it's my responsibility and something I take full ownership of, is trying to keep our team in really high spirits and really good morale and make sure that they know that they're like family to us. And making sure that they're in a good space, so that way they treat our customers good, they let off good energy and just have a really good feel in our dining room.
Wonderful. What are some of the incentives that you use for your staff to keep them going, besides good food they can eat all day?
My thing is, when you're a small business, you only can offer so much. So my thing is just, I just try to be there for them. I'm flexible with their schedule, understanding, and I just really try to, because we got a lot of people, we got a few college students, so I always try to be flexible with their schedule and be understanding of the things they have going on outside of work.
That's important. Go ahead.
I was just going to say we also do get-togethers. So we host them once in a while at our house. We'll do a big seafood boil or some themed deal where we just invite them to kick back. We tell them you can bring your kids. We got a really big back set. And just let people relax, let their hair down, and get out of the hustle and bustle where they're expected to serve everybody else. We serve them for the time.
Oh, so fellowshipping. That's awesome. We need that. Yeah, need that a lot. It just shows that you care. And I already know that you cook your food with love. So, the caring on top of that, with me, I totally get it, being a single mom, raising my daughter. My boss was very flexible with me. If I had to leave work, unexpectedly, I didn't have the fear of not having my job the next day. So I really commend you guys for that, because with this world the way it is, you just need somebody that you can trust and lean on and depend on. So you guys are awesome bosses for being like that.
Yes, I flexibility is my main thing, because one thing about the restaurant industry is it's a high turnover rate. Every restaurant got a now hiring sign in their window. So if you're not flexible, you can easily lose people. And I try to keep the same people for as long as I can, because that's one thing I hate, training a person and then next month they gone. So I really try to be just understanding and, you know, like I put myself in their shoes and understand where they coming from on certain things. So it works out pretty well.
All right, listeners, you hear that? When it's time for your staff, you know, you have to be considerate, have compassion and caring, and that will help your business go a long way. But we're getting ready to take another commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to ask them, have they ever wanted to throw in the towel? We'll be right back.
When will I get married? Waiting can never be easy. Whether it's waiting on a taxi or a job promotion, it can be difficult. When it comes to waiting on Mr. Right, aka Boaz, it becomes even more challenging to wait while you're single. In this lighthearted book, Where's Boaz? I don't know, I'm tired of kissing frogs too. Best-selling author Nevada York offers suggestions based on the Bible's great love story of Ruth and Boaz and from her own experience of waiting on God. You will learn the attributes of Ruth and use the Ruth reality chart to do a self-check on your own attributes. Nevada also shares the 10-step plan that Ruth followed to win her Boaz. Obedience and being a blessing plays a key role. Trust the Lord and His timing. Make your season of singleness Ruth-defining. Order Nevada York's latest book, Where's Boaz? I don't know, I'm tired of kissing frogs too. Available on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle. Shouldn't laws be black and white? Doesn't everyone deserve the same treatment? For 15-year-old Gemini Berry, the answers are obvious. But then a crime shocks Gemini's small town, and she learns that many adults see things in shades of gray. In Mika Chanel's novel, Just as the Sky is Blue, Gemini Berry is forced to grow up fast when her mother agrees to play a central role in a sensational murder trial that tears her small town apart. As the trial spins out of control, secrets are revealed and old debts are settled, and Gemini's life is ultimately changed forever. Order Mika Chanel's book, Just as the Sky is Blue. Just as the Sky is Blue is available on Amazon.com, Kindle, and Audible.com.
Welcome back, audience. We are here with Vivian Soul Food in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, with Mr. Jerome Smallwood and his wife, Briana. And before we went to commercial break, Sweetly had mentioned, was there a time where you guys wanted to throw in the towel? I know your restaurant is new. You said you're coming up on your 2-year anniversary. But what were some of the challenges you guys faced?
I think, you know, like the main challenge we face was, like I said, I kind of, you know, I went with my gut and I just opened up the restaurant. So I think some of the main challenges, you know, when you open up a restaurant, you think everybody going to love your food. You know, they're going to come eat your food all the time. And sometimes, you know, just run into them slow days, make sure you have the right financing, and it could get real stressful because you got everything coming out, your overhead is high, and you got everything coming at you, and sometimes you do want to give up. But, you know, lucky for me, I got a strong wife who always, you know, encourage me, you know, give me the motivation I need to keep going, because you're gonna bump your head. Like, I'm sure we done bumped our head a few times, and probably a few more times in the future we're gonna bump our head. But you just got to keep going, and you just know it's gonna get better. Like, I learned, like, from the first year, you know, mistakes we made. I learned from the mistakes, made it better for the second year. So it's just about growing and keep going. But when you do bump your head and you feel like you want to give up, you just got to remember what you're doing it for and who you're doing it for, and just continue to go.
Okay, so it sounds like it just sounds like you just never gave up because you had a mission. And Briana, what was your perspective on that?
Well, I'm not trying to put him on Front Street. But no, he does have his days where he's like, I am done. It's so much work. You know, in the beginning, he was doing, he was doing 16-hour days for about a year straight. We haven't had a family vacation, and it's just in the last few months where we've grown the team strong enough and we know the business well enough that he is fortunate to take some time off and spend a little bit more time at home. So, has he wanted to throw in the towel? Absolutely. But, you know, I just really always keep him going. Our alarm goes off every morning at about 4:45, and he hit the ground first. He complains sometimes, but I'm just following right behind him. Come on, keep going. It's going to be better next year.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking on your website here, and I see probably one of the motivations is what you say here. 100% family-owned, made with love from our family to yours. Vivian brings back rich food heritage and a sense of home cooking to every plate. So if you can write that, I know you're doing it with love, and I know the motivation with the wife and the family is there, so you just need to keep going, and you're going to be just fine. Pretty soon you're going to be saying, all right, babe, we can sleep in because such and such has it. I just see that in my vision for you. Yeah.
Yep, that's definitely the goal. That's the plan.
I'm pretty sure it is.
But right now, I'm just enjoying the moment, enjoying the journey, because I know when I make it there, I can look back on everything I went through and know I really deserve what I have because I put the work in.
Mm-hmm. Yep, hard work. And I like the motto, Sweetly, that, Vivian's Soul Food has, food for the soul. I love it. I mean, it's simple, sweet, and so true because, like you said, you're just cooking with love. But before we wrap up, I have a question to ask. Sweetly and I, we debate this a lot. One of your side items you have cornbread dressing, right?
Yes.
You're really not going there, are you?
I'm gonna ask Jerome because he knows. So Jerome, why do you call it dressing instead of stuffing?
I just all my life, like, to be honest with you, that's all I ever knew it was. I'm originally from Chicago, so the way we grew up, that's in my household, we always called it dress. It's not until I came into Iowa was a little bit more diverse than where I grew up at, where I heard the term stuff.
Right.
But with dressing, we make it from scratch. We make the cornbread from scratch, and we do everything from scratch. So we just always called it dressing. I don't know what the term stuffing, I guess, because they maybe stuff it in a turkey or something. But
thank you. That's the answer. Ding, 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 ding.
You leave him alone. He's explaining, okay? He's on my team. He's on the team dressing team, okay?
Yes, call it dressing at Vivian.
I just won that battle. I just want to let you know that. Hotness. I'm sorry. I just won that battle. But we've been discussing that a very long time. What's the difference between stuffing and dressing? And that's all it is just the stuffing just is stuffed in the turkey. That's it. Mm-hmm.
Turkey with the dressing and the stuffing. I don't know if the stuffing made from scratch. I heard it come from the stove top stuffing. So
no, make it from scratch. You got to make it from scratch. Yeah.
No,
dressing made from scratch. I don't know about stuff.
Right. That's my whole point. Like dressing, yes, definitely from scratch. But I be seeing Sweetly whipping out some stuffing bags, and I'd be like, "What's this?" Oh, okay, that's stuffing. Okay. But before we let you go, please tell everyone how they can find out more about you and your awesome restaurant, website, social media.
Vivian Soul Food. .com. You can always go there, and you can follow us on Facebook at Vivian Soul Food. Everything we do, most likely you'll see it on Facebook. We got a pretty huge Facebook following, and that's where we do all our communicating and letting people know everything. We post our daily menu. If we're doing any type of specials or anything, you can always find it on our Facebook page. You got any questions, you usually message us on Facebook. We're pretty good about getting back to people. So I would say, Facebook. And like I say, you can also go to our website and also our email, viviansoulfood@gmail.com.
Can you tell us the Facebook page again?
Just Vivian Soul Food. If you search Vivian Soul Food in Facebook, we should pop up.
All right. Sounds
awesome.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerome. And thank you, Briana. We
thank you guys
greatly appreciate your time.
No, we appreciate you guys having us.
Yeah, we love it. We always love connecting with restaurants, but we find it even more special when it's like a husband and wife team because you guys offer a different perspective that may not be, seen through people or just being the sole restaurant owner. So thank you both for your time. Sweetly, you want to say anything else?
All right. Well, first of all, Briana, I appreciate you being the rib that you are and having his back through everything. I just see great things with you guys. Continue to just press your way, and God is good and greatly to be praised, and a blessing on your family and your restaurant. Look, audience, this has been the Hotness and Sweetly, checking out what your restaurant is all about.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys have an excellent day.